So how many of you feel like you're a pretty good judge of what's going on out in the world? Around a person, of a situation? Feel like that you have a good capacity to clearly see what's happening? You think, yeah? All right. So I just invite you for a moment to watch this short video and see how you do.
The monkey business illusion. Count how many times the players wearing white pass the ball. The correct answer is 16 passes. Did you spot the gorilla? For people who haven't seen or heard about a video like this before, about half missed the gorilla. If you knew about the gorilla, you probably saw it. But did you notice the curtain changing color or the player on the black team leaving the game? Let's rewind and watch it again. Here comes the gorilla, and there goes a player, and the curtain is changing from red to gold. When you're looking for a gorilla, you often miss other unexpected events. And that's the monkey business illusion.
How many of you that saw that before? I've done a different version of this. Now, this time, missed it the first time, but now this time was sort of expecting it and when the gorilla walked through. But there's so much more, and it's a great reminder that our brains can only filter a small portion of all the data that's happening around us at any one given time. And based on our beliefs, based on our stories of struggle, based on what we perceive to be a threat or an enemy, it focuses, our minds will only focus on what it believes to be the most important. You could be sitting in a meeting, but you're hyper alert to what your coworker's saying because you feel like they're about to put the blame on you for some issue that went wrong. You will ignore everything else in that room and just be listening and ready to defend that. In order to see from a higher consciousness, in order to see from a broader perspective, to shift from seeing people and situations as against us, because that's when our focus gets very narrowed, we have to change our own internal lens to let it go to the wide view of everything that's happening around us. You know, it's kind of like when we get an eye exam and they put that machine, this is the worst part of the eye exam for me. They put that machine over and they start clicking lens. They go, is that better? Is that worse? Is it better? Is it worse? And you go through all these series of things until they can find the one that, at least from your vision, is the clearest. It's a similar process that we go through in order to see more clearly through our spiritual vision. We try on different ways and different practices that open us up to see things more clearly from the long-term spiritual perspective. It opens us up to see things as just events and not necessarily as things that might be against us. Jesus gave us some good instructions about how we can shift this inner sight to engage with life from a consciousness of wholeness, to be able to transform the energy of what we consider to be the enemy to that of a friend. Matthew 5:44 instructs us, love your enemies, Bless them that curse you. Do good to them who hate you, and pray for them who despitefully use you and persecute you. This is the hard gospel. This is the one that most people really don't want to have to, delve into too deep. And when Jesus is talking about love, he's talking about our ability to accept and to embrace what's going on and even to value what's happening in that moment. The author of the book we've been using, What's in the Way is the Way, calls this the capacity to let life. Whatever you call it, it is the process of awakening that allows us to see more broadly the big picture, that whatever we are experiencing can be used to support us in growing into our wholeness, in discovering more of our own worth. As we recognize that we're caught up in the story and we are reacting to it, this energy of love allows us to just accept it without harsh judgment and to be willing to discover the value in it, the value that it is bringing to us, to allow us to engage in life from a different lens. To bless something means to endow that person or that situation with the capacity to be a source for good in your life. Mary O'Malley, the author, calls this process "let it be." To bless what is happening as an opportunity to grow begins to open the door to discover your own innate nature, that nature of love and light and spaciousness and stillness and flow, as the author often describes this experience that we have when we are in what she calls the meadow. To do good is ultimately simply about doing the right thing. And that right thing will be perhaps slightly different for each one of us. Doing the right thing calls us to let go, and this is the hardest part of needing to be right. And when you get past that, of needing to fix it, or at some level to change it in order to make it acceptable, and we do that anytime it feels like something outside of us is not for us. What's in the way is the way calls this process, let it go. The author describes it as the place where you can soften around the situation. Perhaps the softening process happens just by simply saying, let me just take a moment. Let me just see and check in at a deeper level what's happening and how I'm reacting to it. And then to say, and how would I respond to it if I want to live from this place where this situation can bless me? It's to recognize that whatever initial reaction we're having is coming from those old beliefs, those past experiences that we had, and to ultimately just be able to breathe and just let it pass through you. And when we can do that, we can take ownership. We can begin to see how we might have played into this little drama that's going on in our life. It allows us to have greater clarity when we are trying to figure out how we do step in to that particular situation. And it, again, supports us in allowing ourselves to discover our wholeness and not just this piece of us that's having a reaction to what's going on in our life. And finally, Jesus asks us, instructs us to pray for our enemies. And when we pray, prayer is really about shifting our attention, first of all, from what's going on out there and bringing it into our spiritual center, our heart space, where we can once again be reminded of, and know in a deeper way of our oneness with this that we call God, that we call love, that we call wholeness. And the author calls this process letting go. A shift from using the mind to protect us, which is what the mind wants to do, especially the mind of the body, and allow us to be more fully present to the life that we've been given and the gifts that it offers us. When we can pray for what seems against us, we lift ourselves and the situation into the peace and the serenity of God, at least in our own minds and hearts. We live from that place that she describes as the meadow. So these instructions are really invitations to us. They are guidelines that Jesus gave us in dealing with those people and those situations that cause us to feel upset, uncomfortable, betrayed, whatever words you want to put around it. To love, bless, do good, and pray, and be able to see them through that broader lens of to let life, to let it be, to let it go, and then simply to let go. And when we are able to do that, and as we practice it, we can get better and better at it, we allow the wisdom of our heart rather than our mind to become the guiding force in our life. So we're going to practice it right now, because it's always good to practice as we move into our time of meditation. We're going to see if we can't bring a situation and experience what it would be like to just allow life, let it be, let it go, and to ultimately let go. So as you get comfortable wherever you are, perhaps you might want to close your eyes or just focus on some point in the room so that all of your attention can be brought within you, can be focused on this present moment, for that is where God is. That energy of life, of love, of power and presence is all in this now moment. The breath brings us, as we pay attention to it, into the present moment, because there can only be breath in this moment. There is no breath in the past. There's no future breath. There is only the breath of now. And imagine that thinking part of you that resides in your head begins to slowly shift and sink down until it gently comes to rest in your heart. This is where we can begin to do as Jesus instructed us, to love and to bless and to do good and to pray. This mind of the heart has the capacity to not just change us, but as a changed energy in our life, to invite that change into our greater world. So see if you can't bring to mind, into the mind of the heart, a situation or a person that has felt against you, that is causing these ripples in your life that bring up anger and frustration and depression. Perhaps it's just you and your choices that it feels like the enemy right now. Invite that part of you to be present in the mind of the heart. And see if you can't, just in this moment, love that situation, if for no other reason, the opportunity to grow and to love more deeply that it provides. For that is ultimately our purpose here in this human walk, is to expand our awareness and grow into the fullness of the divine being that we came to this earth to be and express. And see if you can discover, simply ask, what is the blessing that is here for me in this particular situation or person? How is it here to bless my life, to bless my soul, to bless my capacity to be more of the divine expression that I've been created as and from? And then be open to how you can take this and create good as a result of it. What is the right thing, the loving thing, the thing that will transform this from the energy of the enemy to the energy of a friend, or at least the recognition of the divinity in this other person or in these circumstances? And then send out a prayer into that situation, directed to that person, to want the very highest and best for them too. To see them awakening to their own divine journey and the opportunity for them to follow these same instructions. Pray that love awakens, that love guides, that love is the voice that gets spoken. Just take another deep breath in and rest for just a moment to see how this mind of the heart, the love in your heart, is being experienced by you. And as you become once again of the breath moving in and out of your body, of the chair that's supporting you, wiggling your toes and fingers to bring all of you back into this now moment. See if you can let that gratitude and appreciation for this moment to ripple into every part of your body, to ripple out into this room. And as it gains momentum, see it rippling out across our community, our country, and our world. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So how do we know when our heart has become our guiding force? Well, I think, first of all, there's an openness. There begins to be an openness to different possibilities. You begin to perceive in a much broader way. But the one true way to know is to know this: the heart doesn't divide and separate. I want you to hear that. The minute your mind is in them and me, or we and those people over there, you've moved out. It's a pretty good clue that you're back in your mind and not in the mind of your heart. That's what the mind does. The heart always is seeking to experience life as it truly is from that place of oneness. You begin to value speaking your truth, not fighting what is, responding rather than reacting. You have less and less times where you go, oh, I wish I didn't say that. Oh, I wish I hadn't sent off that email before I had a chance to breathe for a little while and settle myself back down into my heart, because we're going to go back and forth. That's just the nature of our humanness. The author would say that you're in the mind of the heart when you are able to be curious. That's been one of the practices that she suggests will help us live from that place more. You know, when somebody comes up to me and they're really upset about something, or even upset at me, I've trained myself the majority of the time, not always, but the majority of the time, to go, I wonder what's going on with them. I wonder what's going on with them that they're so upset. Brings you to a whole different place. And the other practice I've done, if I'm reacting in the moment, to go, you know what, you're going to have to give me just a minute. And to go, I need to run to the restroom real quick, and to go in and take a few minutes and breathe, sort of center myself back, and then go out to re-engage. Does it always work? More times than not. Let's say that's for me, this practice has led me to more often being able to respond versus react. When you're in this mind of the heart, you prioritize and value more time out, more time of quiet, of stillness, to allow that inner wisdom and guidance to arise. That becomes a place that's just as valued to be in than engaged out there in some way. She would describe it as life becomes a song of the heart. Each step, whether you relate to it as love, bless, do good, and pray, or let life, let it be, let it go, and let go, it brings us closer and closer to that 2020 spiritual vision, to where we can see with a much broader perspective and a much deeper understanding, where we can begin to notice the oneness that is present, the interconnectedness that is binding us all together, and the energy of divine love that life is. You discover the meadow and make it your home. All right. Well, it is an opportunity for us now to share of our financial good with this spiritual community, all that we do and all the good that we do out into the world. And we are so grateful. We are blessed and we are honored to be able to do good with all that comes and flows in and through our doors. So let us take what we offer today into our hands, into our hearts if we give electronically, and join and bless it together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother God. And so as we go out into this day, into this week, to live with an open heart, we go, knowing our prayer for protection, we'll do it as call and response. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay!